Club is the most amazing marketing rebel club out there because have 1 hour with me every month. Amazing price of, are you ready? It's 390 dirhams a month. Hello. Yay, we are back for another live class. I am so excited. Have you seen, look at the topic that we're going to cover today. I'm so excited. We've got 10 steps to transform your brand into a cult brand. I'm so excited. You are watching on my website. Hello, I see some of you, but I don't know your names. So you gotta write for me on the comments. Let me see. Peggy is here. Thank you. Wasn't streaming at first. Now it's working amazing. You can watch my live classes on my website. So your streaming experience is so much more amazing. Or you can just watch live on Instagram. I know many of you are on my Instagram. So I'm just so excited. Yes, 10 years, Peggy. Thank you so much. What a day today. I actually thought my laptop had a cardiac arrest because for 3 hours I didn't have any battery, nothing was working. So that was a bit manic today. But I'm so excited that we are here. This is 10 free learning experiences to celebrate my 10 years of House of Social. Today is our second live class, but actually, let me super quickly skim through the slides. Or wait, I should have the agenda slide here. Hold on, do I not have it? Hold on, I'm gonna just pull up our agenda because I just want to show what do we have coming up. So next week, Amanda Hill, oh my gosh. If you are here on my website, do tell me because I don't see the names, right? I only see the names when you guys leave the comment. So leave me a comment if you are watching on live so I can say hello to you. Peggy is in the US, Mana Hill is here in Dubai. We are so international, but I see there's 6 of you here, so let me know who you are. If you are on my Instagram, let me see if I can say hello to some of you on my Instagram. Justice Stephen, Hivi, Rashid. It's really cool because on my Instagram, there's a delay. So when I'm looking at my Instagram screen, I'm a few seconds behind. So if you are watching on my Instagram, hello. And you might actually be watching this class on replay because I do hope that you know I have a free Rebel Academy. On the weekend, I'm going to do the maths to see where we are at. Are we at 80 already? Maybe with these new ones that I'm doing now, we're reaching 85, 87. We are on the road to 100 free classes. Also, I've been doing a bad job. I've been doing a bad job at making sure you guys know about my classes, honestly. Last night, I couldn't sleep. I don't know, it was 4:30 and I was still wide open. And I had an epiphany, and I don't know why this took me long to get to this, but when you do a lot of projects, when you are doing a lot of things, some things will just take time. But something clicked for me last night. I have an audio podcast, and maybe some of you already follow. It's called You Got This with Alex. It's on Spotify, it's on Apple, it's on your favorite audio podcast streamer, right? And it's been dead for 2-3 years. And I just had this epiphany last night. I'm going to change the name of my audio podcast to the free Rebel Academy audio experience. And I'm going to put all of my free classes on my audio podcast. So many of you can tune in into my classes via audio. Isn't that amazing? Please let me know feedback. And you can always click and you can always access the class slides. So I'm going to get to that this weekend. So that's going to be done real soon. So that we'll have all of the free Rebel Academy classes on audio, because you could just be listening. Some of them you can just listen. You don't have to always look at the slides, right? Or you click the link and you access the slides. So that's on the free Rebel Academy. And thank you for tuning in. If you're watching on the replay, that's so cool. If you are here live with me, wow, it means a lot, because yeah, lives can be hard. People are busy. So shall we get right into this? Because what a snack. This class, like when I finished putting this together, I was just like, I want to eat this class. It's so yummy and munchy, right? So cult brands. If we look around, there are so many cult brands around us, right? Rhode, Glossier, there are so many brands around us that have really created a cult following, right? A cult following, it means that these people are hardcore lovers. You can be a product, right? Like some of the, like Skims has become a cult brand too. Rare Beauty, Selena Gomez brand, right? These are really cult brands where people are die-hard fans, but you don't just have to be a product. You can also be a service. I would say Gary Vee has become a cult brand. I would say Tony Robbins, just because of his legacy and years that he's been around. He really, I believe, was one of the godfathers of the coaching, right? So there is a lot of cult brand around us, and some of your favorite brands might even be cult brands. So what is it that makes a cult brand be special, and how is it different from having a community? Because you might be thinking, I have a community, Alex. How is that different, right? So first, before I go into the 10 steps, so I have 10 challenges. Seriously, this is so yummy. If you are part of my Rebellion WhatsApp group, I actually posted there a screenshot of the 10. So I'm going to give you 10 steps today. So you can actually do some of them here live with me. I will give you guys a few moments to maybe think. So definitely get some pen, paper, because you can do some of these challenges. This is a challenge class. So when I'm doing challenges, it means challenge live classes. It means that I'm going to give you like a number of steps that you can really do after the class for the next 10 days. And you can already even start doing it now. So this is my cue for you guys to get some pen. Have you got some pen, some paper? Yeah? Who's here with me? Tell me. Let me go over to my Instagram. Oh, the Loves Experience has joined. Good Tamana has joined. Oh, that is so cool. If you're here on my website, let me know. I see Peggy, I see Mana Hill, but I see more of you. There's 5 of you, so I don't know who you are. Actually, if I go over to if I go to my own website, can I see it? I don't know, maybe. Okay, all right. I'm digressing. There's so many things around me. There's so many screens and things. All right, so let's get started. You guys are ready? If you got snacks and drinks, all right, let's go. Okay, so communities gather, cults transform, right? A community is people hanging out because they share an interest. But at any point in time, honestly, they can leave, right? Now, when you turn into a cult brand, it's people that are going to gather because they share common beliefs. And I'm going to give in these 10 steps, I'm going to show you how you can put this into action, right? One is like, we like the same things, which is like communities. The other is we see the world the same way. There's a shift from having shared interests to a common belief. And when we share common beliefs, that's what makes groups really powerful and brands really powerful. And that's when you really turn into a cult brand, right? So in that way, you are creating this devotion, right? And it's not just I'm going to attend or I'm going to be part of that community, right? I'm going to go through these ones fast because I really want to get into the 10 steps because those are so yummy. Oh no, my hand, my Frankie hand. Communities fade, but cults stick, right? How many communities we've seen come and go, they just disappear, we never hear them again, right? So communities can dissolve. when trends change or even platforms die, right? If you're building a community that is leveraging a specific sort of platform, what happens if that platform dies? Peggy, remember Hi Ho? Oh my God. Hi Ho went away, but that's how I met a lot of people over in the US. But when that platform went away, a lot of special relationships stayed, right? So these cults, brand cults, are anchored in identity. So if your brand becomes part of someone's self-definition, they don't leave when the algorithms change or when the competitors pop up, because they've become part of that person's identity. Especially if you're a personal brand, that's even more powerful, right? People are going to stay because walking away is going to feel like I'm going to be walking away from something that's also a part of me. That's when that sense of belonging kicks in, because we share common beliefs and we share a sense of belonging. I want to keep staying in this magic juice. I don't want to leave, right? Now, cults build evangelists and communities just produce members. What are brand evangelists? Brand evangelists, or I like to also call them like super fans or unicorns. These are people that really love your brand. Like, no matter what you're going to launch tomorrow, they will be tuning in. They want to know, they want to buy, because they've already bought into everything about your brand. Either it's a new flavor of a juice that you have or a new product, right? So cult brands, they really create these people that almost become like missionaries, right? They will spread the word about you. These are, as I call them, my rebel unicorns that will talk about you when you're not in the room. And that is epic. That's like rebel level love, when people are talking about you, recommending you, telling their friends to buy your products, to buy your services, right? So it's actually what I have written here. They don't just consume your brand, they spread it like gospel. And in one of my 10 steps, I do have something around you building your gospel. Like, I really can't wait. All right. Now, cults feel rebellious. There has to be something that feels a little daring and sexy or edgy or a little bit dangerous about, and when I mean dangerous, you guys know what I mean, right? It's not dangerous, okay? It's spicy, it's sassy, it's edgy, it's unique, it's secret. There has to be this like sizzle about it, right? Because communities kind of feel safe. That word has been so overused. So cult brands can feel like there's a part of a rebellion, or there's a part of something that's very unique. They are going to give their members permission to step outside of what is the norm. Your brand doesn't have to create a rebellion, but if you want to turn into a cult brand, your brand needs to create some sort of space and ways to get people to experience something beyond the normality. And we're going to get into that, because people want to belong to something that feels bigger, braver, and a little untouchable. I miss my pod mic. Is my audio coming out good? All right. Let me see your comments. Where's the comment? Yes. Thanks, Peggy, for the comments. All right. Let's keep on going. Okay. So if you're just building a community, you are creating a place that people can leave. Just talked about that, right? So they give, I think this is a repeat slide. Sorry, guys. All right. Are we ready? We're going to kick off into my 10 steps challenge. I am so excited for this. You got pen, paper, and it would be so great if you type on the comments and give me some feedback. Let me see my Instagram live window. There's so many of you on my Instagram live. My gosh. Hello. I love some of the comments. Confetti, yay, made by Confetti is here. Appendis Senegal is here. She in Balance is here. I'm so awesome to see you guys over on my Instagram. Yay. All right. Ready, set, go. Let's kick off our 10-step challenge. All right. Step number 1. I need you to define your gospel. What does that mean? What do you think this means? So, what belief are you rallying people around? If your brand doesn't have a core belief, And yes, you can have more, right? Over time, you can build more, right? I remember Gary Vee, when he started, his was hustle. Like he really cemented the brand under the word and sentiment of hustle. And now he's evolved. I think about kindness and the empathy that he's also brought on, right? In my case, it's rebel. It's like creating a rebellion. It's living a rebellious life. It's doing rebel marketing. It's stepping out of the norm, being bold, being out there, right? So step number 1 is, what belief are you rallying people around? And I've got a little example here. Like, by the way, guys, these slides are amazing. So you have to look at the slides if you are just listening to the audio, because these slides are yum, okay? So example, we don't sell skincare. We sell radical self-confidence. So these are ways on how you can see the examples on how this, on when you create a belief. What is that belief that your brand has? What belief are you rallying people around? And the next step would be, it's not a step 2, but under this step, how is it then coming to life, right? So there's no point talking about, kindness, but then how is that kindness coming through, right? So I'm always saying this to my clients. This week, talking to an amazing client of mine who tells stories, and they're like, what should my content be? And I'm like, your brand is books that tell stories. You got to walk the talk as a brand. You got to be telling amazing stories as a brand. And it's crazy how people miss this. Your brand has to walk the talk of what this belief your brand is about. So what is this belief that you want to rally people around? And then making sure that you are thinking about, well, how is it coming to life? Right? So in my case, if I'm all about being a rebel when I'm doing my events, for example, I've done events out of the box. We've had our yacht classes where we've gone to the sea, right? And my big belief is to be a rebel, to not be in a niche, to not be boxed in, right? So that you could just stand outside the lines and be yourself. So this is an amazing first step. And maybe some of you are now thinking, oh shit, let me know if this is one that is making you think now. So write for me on the comments. It would be so cool to have your engagement, so I know that you're there and it's not just me here alone, and I'm not alone. Resin, Corey has just joined. Kenny has just joined. So cool, many of you watching on my live. All right, let's go. Step number 2. This is one of my favorites. I might just say this across all the slides, but this is an amazing one. Choose your enemy. Can anybody guess what do you think this is? Choose your enemy. What could this be? Does anybody have any idea of what this could be? And how is this part of cult brand? How does this fit in? Anybody have a clue? What do you think? What do you think I mean by you got to choose an enemy if you want to build a cult brand? What do we think, guys? Rebels? All right. Every cult needs a contrast, right? Every brand cult needs a contrast. So what norm, what system, or what kind of stale idea are you rebelling against, right? If we look at cult brands that exist out there, they are all very fiercely about something because they are standing against, or they are pulling into a extreme side to the other. There's a pool of extreme ends, right? It's pulling into one direction of what that belief is, that brand gospel, because it really is not about that, right? So when we are looking at a lot of these brands that are all about inclusivity and, different body sizes, and it's all about having that diversity and inclusivity, they are really saying,
we stand against brands that only show one type of woman, like stick thin model like women, right? So for every cult brand, there has to be something that has an extreme contrast to it, because that's what creates the magic of feeling really of being very strong about an idea and an ideal of what your brand is, because it really rebels against something else. Is this making sense? I think it is. Yeah, isn't this one fun? Peg something to solve. Mana Hill, are you there? Who is there? There's 4 people with me on my website. I don't know who you are. Corey is saying we get what we fear, so we fear success. Oh, okay. But no, definitely, that was definitely not the angle. She in Balance saying absolutely. Okay, so I'm hearing from you guys on my Instagram. Amazing. It makes sense, right? Awesome. So step number 3, I love this one. Summon your rituals, right? Cult brands have rituals because cults have rituals, right? We just had, look at this. This is the cauldron. I should turn on the lights. Wait. Let's turn on the eyes of my cauldron. Oh, can you see it? Can you see the lights? So on my last Rebel soiree, which was a fuck your fears theme soiree, everything is just falling now. Can you see it? Look how fucking cool. This was my fuck your fears cauldron. We made confidence soup, and all these little papers that you see here, it's actually real fears that a lot of the rebels that RSVP to the soiree wrote to me on the invite. So for example, here I have the fear of asking to be paid for my work. Talking on camera, I do it, but I hate it. So we created a ritual on this last Rebel soiree, and we passed around the Fuck Your Fears bucket where it had all the fears, and we talked about a lot of the fears. Everybody kind of chimed in. We shared. People even said which fear was theirs, which was so amazing. So this was an amazing ritual that I think we really, really loved. I really felt like I was on a really special like cult experience, but and it made it feel so special. And and I know some of you that are here were there. I see Manahil, you were there. Corey, you're watching on my Instagram. I know you were there. And that was like such an amazing, cool experience. But if you've been coming to my events over 10 years, there has been consistent rituals that I'm always doing at my events. My Rebel Hustle game is one, and then my Rebel Hustle game and the Rebel Showcase. Those are 2 rituals that I always do. For 10 years, I'm doing them. It's a really long time I'm doing those. So I want you. Oh, I haven't. I'm just destroying everything. I haven't put these on in a while. Maybe I should put these on. Okay, so summon your rituals. That means what will your community repeat again and again that can feel sacred or fun? So you can really have a lot of fun with this one, right? Think about if it's like special morning routines that you want to have. A lot of it can depend on your product and what your brand is about, right? But think about what can be patterns and repetitions of things. Maybe how you greet your community every morning, or sayings that you say, the way you celebrate when you got a new client, right? Think about what are these sort of like rituals that can become part of your brand, and they will become signature style things that people will absolutely associate you with. I absolutely love this rituals is one of my favorite things on this whole 10 steps challenge. Who loves this one? Who is now like, shit, I really got to think. And you might already actually have, but you haven't realized that they become part of your rituals, right? You might even already have some. So think about that. All right, next one, step number 4. This is so powerful, right? So to really be a cult brand, you need to be creating with your community, because cult brands really involve people in, the Kylie Jenner, when she started, I always refer to this story because it is like a really awesome story. When she started her beauty brand with her lipsticks, she was literally co-creating with her super fans, right? She was asking, what shades do you want? What color would you like? And she was literally creating the next collection based on the colors that her super fans were telling her. So co-creating with your community, it is really important, because people are going to have a sense of power and influence over the brand. The worst thing we can have is when we feel a distance with the brand. Like, if you how many times has this happened to you? You've tagged a brand because you just loved the experience. You've made a video, you've tagged it, but they didn't read your comment, they didn't see the story that you've tagged them on, they didn't say anything. In today's world of marketing in 2026, if your brand is not paying attention to mentions and tags and videos, like, that is not cool. I personally really don't like it when I've had a really cool experience with a brand and I've gone and posted about it and tagged them and they totally ignore me. That's not cool. In today's culture, we want to feel a sense of belonging to a brand that we love. So one way that you can do that is inviting your people in and co-create it, right? This t-shirt that I'm wearing, I've been co-creating them with you guys, right? The sample t-shirts that I made this year, all the saying, actually, it's really cool on the back, but I don't know if you can see the back. All the sayings on the t-shirts, it's all sayings that I say a lot and that we have said, right? A lot of my topics of my live classes, I do it based on your feedback. So when was the last time you've co-created with your audience, with your community? What next candle scent do you want? What next flavor of this? What next color of this? What next city you want me to go and visit? Ask, co-create, bring them in, give them a sense of influence. That people love that. It also really fucking shows that you care. And if you don't show that you care in actions, then definitely there's no community, let alone a cult brand, right? She in Balance, love the cauldron. Oh, you missed an amazing soiree. But quickly on soiree, the date for our Christmas soiree is already out there. I will send a message tomorrow to everybody that's part of the Rebel Society. It's the 21st of November and it's on a Friday, and you can already RSVP, so you save the date. So do not miss our Christmas special edition of our Rebel Soiree. It is gonna be special, okay? I cannot wait for that one. All right. So moving on to step 5. Are you enjoying this? I'm loving this. This is going to be one of my favorite classes, right? Okay. Step number 5 is give your community, your people, the permission to step out of the norm. If you've looked around today's world, it is a bit tough out there. Things are not very nice around the world right now. There's wars, there's conflicts, there's all these politics, there's a lot going on in the world. It's not very pretty out there, right? So everybody in one way or another is looking for a way to escape reality, to escape the current norm, so that they can feel something better, they can feel good. Every one of us is craving that, even if you might not consciously be craving. So this is very, cult brand level. If your brand, what is the one way, and maybe there's more than one ways. My throat is quite dry. I don't know what's happening. What is one way or more than one way you can help your people, your community step into something new? Wow. This is a goodie one, this one, right? Is it the way you're going to do your next event. And I know some of you here are going to be doing events. I see you. Corey, are you still here? Right? So what is it? What is this one way? Peggy, you need to do an event. You need to do a pop-up, a meetup. Man, I need to get my ass in New York or you need to get your ass here because that would just be so cool, right? What is one way you can really help your audience, your people, your community, your super fans step into an experience that really heightens their senses? People want to belong to something that does feel bigger, it feels braver, that it feels a little like new to them, right? We all are wanting and craving different experiences, right? That's why I went a long time without doing my free meetups. Last year, when I launched my book, the 3rd edition of my book, and it freaking got to bestseller, and a lot of you were like, hey, are we going to do the signing? Are we going to do a meetup? And we didn't do a book signing. You know why? Because I was just fed up. I was fed up because all the venues that were giving me for free, which I was so thankful, but all these venues didn't allow me to create the experiences that I wanted, right? And I wasn't going to spend millions on hiring these venues. So I just went a long time feeling like, I want to create different experiences. And actually the yacht class is one of them, right? Like, let's go set sail and learn at sea and have classes and showcases and networking and dancing and all whilst we are at sea. I mean, I cannot wait for our next one, right? And then the Rebel Soirees, they are so different. The second one was so different from the first, right? So I want you to think, what is that one way? And yes, you can think of more that you can really help your community explore and experience something that takes them beyond the norm. If you are selling candles, why don't you do this beautiful, amazing candlelit experience, right? I don't know, you sell cakes. How about creating this unique cake experience that's very sensorial and I'm eating cake in the dark? If you have art, how is your art exhibition going to be so unique and different, right? Really, really want you to think about this. Oh, aren't they so good, these ones? All right. This one is one that I love because I live and breathe this one. Tip number 6. Cult brands have visual codes. Oh, I really, 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 really love this one. Let me see here some of your comments. Co-create can be a game changer. Yes, it can be a huge one. Corey, yes, working on it. Shout outs to Roseanne, who is in Canada. My God, I miss you so much. You see, there's still people here from the Hi-Ho times. Can you believe? I was just talking about Hi-Ho a few minutes ago because I don't know, Roseanne, if you remember Peggy, but Peggy is watching on my website. So you guys are watching it, but just in different places. And we all met in Hi-Ho. And how cool was that? So going back to step 6, cult brands have visual cues. I think you guys know what this is, right? Okay. So pick visual cues that really become your brand's personality, signature, style. You know that in my case, it's the color turquoise. I am absolutely obsessed since day one, literally since day one, right? So, did I just accidentally move my slides? 1 second. So for me, has definitely been the color teal and turquoise. I love it when you send me pictures. Yesterday, a Rebel sent me a picture. She was getting her toenails done and they were all in teal. I love when I'm getting these messages that you guys spot things in the shades of teal and send it to me. So visual cues are so important. Also psychology, a little bit of marketing psychology and how our brain operates. Our brain processes color and visuals 1,000 times faster than any other information. So if you think about that, there's a lot of power in visual cues for a brand. So it can be, so this is a variety of things you can consider. A personality style font. And I've got some examples here on the slide. So personality style fonts is when you definitely have that, I call it personality style font because you're not going to be writing key information in these fonts. These fonts are great for big titles, bold titles, and people see this and they immediately know that's, that brand, right? So really picking a personality style font can really make your brand have this unique personality and visual cue. So when people see it, they're like, I know what brand that is right away. And next thing to consider can be color or colors, right? So that you become super freaking known for a specific color. So like me, I even freaking painted this Rode microphone. I mean, I even tagged Rode and I was like, show me a yummier microphone, because I painted this whole Rode microphone. I mean, my eyebrows, I think that's when things definitely started going rogue when I did my eyebrows, right? What will I do next? I don't know, guys. I don't know. No crazy ideas are coming, all right? Now, another thing on the list that you see here on my slide is it can be an image style, a type of image style. So let's say you love vintage and vintage is your aesthetic style, or you are into very elegant Chanel type vibes, right? So your visual aesthetic style can also be a way for people to always recognize. And so it could be the way that you filter your photos and your images, could be that color, that could be a grainy filter that you have, like depending on your style, right? So I want you to pick one at least, or two. This is fun, right? This is cool, right? These ones are awesome ones, right? So love this one. Now, going on to step number 7, symbolic brand language, right? Symbolic brand language. What insider words or phrases or sayings that only your community will understand and that your brand uses a lot? I will give reference to one of my favorite brands out there, Rihanna. The Fenty brand that she has, the makeup, the Fenty Beauty and the Fenty lingerie. If you guys see the way that they write their copy on Instagram, it looks misspelled, but it's not. It's because they are replicating Rihanna's Jamaican accent. And I just absolutely love that. That's an amazing example of a brand that is even writing in the accent and slang that she has, so that you are really feeling her vibe and her spirit come through, right? I will use that a lot. I use deliciously rebellious. I use rebellion, rebels, like boom. Like I will always use the fairy emoji. There's key standards of things that you can always use, and words that you can use always within your brand. The way you sign off every caption, the way you sign off every post. There is another reference that I love. There is this journalist. She is a blonde journalist, and she is Live Nation, the YouTube channel. And she has her own something Banfield. Peggy, you might know because it's there in America. Something Banfield, right? And she has her own podcast show. And this is all about crime, true crime, which I am obsessed about. And her podcast is called Drop Dead. And when I'm trying to remember this accurately, let me just open YouTube because it's going to be right here. And what I love, and she does this really, it's Ashley Banfield, Drop Dead Serious. And when every time she ends her podcast, she always has this liner, which is something like, she will say whatever she's saying, and then she'll just be like, something is Drop Dead Serious. Like she will always like end her podcast with that one liner. And that is just like so good, because look at me, I'm even talking about it here. She always has that thing of repeating that at the end of every podcast. But a lot of these YouTubers are very, very good at this because they know the game that they're playing. So you will probably see this across many other podcasters as well. I know Jay Shetty does that when he opens his podcast or when he's doing his prompt at the end. So these liners, these recurring phrases, recurring liners that you will want to say in different mediums, could be at your podcast, could be in your live class, could be on your Instagram stories, could be on your captions. The repetition of it is what's going to get people to cement it. So there is this consistent repetition of either a color, phrases, if we go back to step 6 and we put it together with step 7, it's this creating this consistent like Bible, like this gospel. It's the step 1, it's the gospel, the rebel gospel. All right, now we're getting on to step 8, which is you have got to name your tribe. Oh my gosh, many of you that I talk to sometimes, I go, what do you call your people? And I've got people looking at me like, what do you mean? And I'm like, you got to call your people something, right? I call you guys rebels. Sometimes I call you creeps if it's October, right? But I call you rebels. So if you have a tribe, you have a community, what are you calling, right? I think Gary Vee calls his people Vayner Nation. I don't know. So I want you to really think about giving your members, giving your community an identity, something that they can identify themselves with. Peggy Moore, innovative agers. Oh, I like that. Innovative agers. I love that. And Peggy colors are gold, cream, deep green, and teal. Yeah, I love that. That's your, wait, mine is innovation is ageless. I love that. I love that. Innovation is ageless. That definitely should be, it needs to be your tagline. Love that. Oh, that is so amazing. That is so cool. VeeFriends now. I don't know what you mean by that. Are you jumping? You're abandoning me and jumping onto VeeFriends. I think that's what that means. Okay, so you have a community. What are you calling them? You got to call them something. It's a super, super basic one, and it should be easy, right? All right, we're going on to step 9. So there's only 2 more to go, okay? I saved the best for last. Create the Aven. What does that mean, create the Aven? Well, people, we got to give them a place to be. Where are you going to put this cult? This cult brand needs to be together somewhere. Now, this can be online and or in person. So both should, and that would be epic if you do both, right? Online, super important, because look at us here. There's so many international people here, right? We've got people here in Dubai, in the UAE. I see people joining from France. I see Rosie all the way in Canada. So there's people all over. And on my WhatsApp group, by the way, if you're not on my WhatsApp group, The Rebellion, you should really join because it's so awesome there. The community is so loving and amazing. So you do want to consider having an online space. So here is a list of some of my favorites that I personally have used and some that are really, really awesome. So you could consider WhatsApp groups, Telegram, Facebook groups, Discord, Mighty Networks. You might have been on one of my I can't speak. You might have been on one of my Mighty Networks platform when I was using it before. A few years back, I used it. Mighty Networks is pretty amazing. It's like you have your own Facebook, but with your community. People can create profiles. It's so, so cute. I really, really do love that app. And I spent a lot of time going through a lot of these community apps to find the one that I thought was really like yum. I do love Mighty Networks. Circle is also amazing. Bettermore used to be, it had another name, so it's changed now, but that's also an amazing one. And you want to think about the type of community you want to do online. The other day, someone was asking me, hey, shall I have a WhatsApp group or shall I have a WhatsApp channel? And it all depends on what type of community you want. On a WhatsApp channel, people cannot chat and talk to each other. They just tap with emojis. The same thing with an Instagram broadcast channel. So if you have already the ability to have a Instagram broadcast channel, go to settings and you should be able to see it. If you have it, definitely set it up because it's amazing because you can send notifications and people get alerts and reminders. I actually should do a better job at using it, honestly. but people cannot talk. They can just interact via emojis, right? So really think, and then there's Patreon. I can never know how to like pronounce that, but there's a lot of options on where you can do your online community. And then of course you want to think about also offline. I've talked about this a zillion times. The more the world is moving into this AI crazy, and wasn't it you, Peggy, who was telling me, no, I don't think it was you, it was someone was telling me, I was speaking to someone in the US, and they were really telling me that we're going to get to this saturation level of like, don't even want to hear about AI anymore. The more we're moving into a direction of so much this AI online, the more we're going to crave in real life, physical togetherness and activities and things that bring us together. So think about what you can do to bring your people together. It doesn't have to be so fancy. It doesn't have to be so expensive. It doesn't have to be all bells and whistles. People will really love and appreciate that you as a brand or a personal brand are doing something for them. Do you know what I mean? All right, number 10. Peggy, Mighty Networks is great for safe communities like Women Only and things like that. Yes. Yes, Gary's community is VeeFriends. Yes, it is. That's very true indeed. Yes. Okay, we're going on to the last one. Oh, this is definitely my favorite one. Cult brands have secrets. What do you guys think this is? We all love a good secret, don't we? Everybody wants to know who doesn't want to know a secret? Like, hello? Okay, I am personally terrible at keeping secrets. Like, I am the absolute worst. I'm not very good at keeping secrets. But who doesn't like a good secret? I'm really feeling my hair, guys. Side note. Just a small side note. Who doesn't love a secret? We all want to be in on a secret. We all want to be told a secret because we more and more want something that not everybody has. In this world of extreme consumerism and availability, we actually are craving things that are more exclusive, things that nobody knows. Oh, am I on that secret list? Oh, did you go to the Rebel Survey? How do you get on the list? Like secret societies, secret meetings, underground subcultures, all these experiences, a secret sale. So cults have brand secrets, right? So it could be that it's a hidden list that you have, an email hidden list. Maybe it's a secret group of people that you message. It's a private event that you've specifically sent invites to only those people. So you've looked at maybe your top buyers, right? I'm always saying this, look at your database and what are you doing for people that are your top buyers? But what about the people that have abandoned you and haven't bought from you in a long time? How about doing something special and unique for them? So doing a private event, something more, there's a secrecy around it. A members only drop, right? You're going to drop a new product, a new service only to a specific group of people, right? My Rebel Club members, my paid Rebel Club members, they have a lot of things that nobody else knows about, that they have benefits that the rest of my community don't. They're paid members, right? You don't have to do it paid, right? I do a lot of stuff as well for my free. So I just want you to think about what can be these secret things that happen and how strategic it can be, right? Maybe there's secret gatherings. And look, you can tell it's me. You will always know it's Alex doing her slides because of my spelling mistakes and that this is not ChatGPT. This is when you'll always know Alex does not use ChatGPT for any of this, right? Because look at my spelling mistakes. Secret gatherings. So what is that one thing you could make a secret? That's the challenge, right? That's the challenge. So let's recap them. Let's go through them. Are you guys still with me? Oh, what Mama Wants is here. That is so cool. All right, let's recap. Are you ready? All right. Step 1, define your gospel. Define your belief. What do you stand for, right? And then step 2, what is the opposite extreme that you pull from, right? That you pull away from. Step 3, what are those rituals, your brand consistent, persistent things that are always recurring and happening. And it could be from the smallest of things to the biggest of things. The backdrops that you use on your Instagram stories, liners that you are saying at the end of a podcast, right? Step 4, co-create with your community. People want to feel they are part of the brand. People want to feel that they've had an impact into a decision that you are about to make for your product. That's how you can create brand evangelists, because they feel that you really care about them. Step 5, give permission to your community to step out of the norm. Everybody is craving for a different experience, something that lets them escape current reality. We all crave that. So what can your brand do to get people to feel that they are stepping out of the norm of their day-to-day lives, right? Step 6, cult brands have visual codes. Is it a consistent color, a consistent pattern? Is it a personality font that you are going to use? Is it a type of visuals, a type of style, a type of aesthetic? Maybe you have a very vintage retro aesthetic. Maybe it's super futuristic, right? But it's so important we remember color. Color is sensorial as well. More marketing psychology there. Step 7, symbolic brand language. Things that you always say. I'm always calling you rebels. Welcome to the rebellion, right? So what are things in your words, in your communication phrases that you constantly repeat, constantly say? Step 8, your tribe needs a name. What are you calling your people? What are you calling them? It needs a name. You can't just let them out abandoned in the wild. Okay, step 9, create the event. So where will there be gatherings? In person? Cool. Online? Awesome. Both epic. And lastly, step 7, every cult brand has secrets, things that are hard to get, hard to find, a VIP list, a secret drop, a secret meetup, right? All those things are so freaking cool. So there you have it. Aren't these amazing? These are 10 steps that you can now sit down and literally put into action. There is absolutely no excuse. I am obsessing over these 10, and I would love to hear from you, either here now or DM me or email me or WhatsApp me and tell me how your challenge is going. If you want to make me happy, do that. Tell me today, tell me tomorrow. I would love to know. And I hope that now, when you are looking at brands, personal or product brands, I really hope that now you are looking at them and you're going to see them through these lenses, and you're going to be like, oh, that's that thing that Alex was talking about. Of course, it makes absolute sense, right? So a lot of the things that I love to teach here and share is that in hopes that it starts to change the way and filter how you are seeing marketing and branding around you, so that all these things start to click, because they are all there. It's just that maybe you haven't been so awakened to them. But isn't this so yummy and amazing? Oh, all right, let me see. So just what's coming up next, okay? Whilst I have your attention. Next week, it's an in-person. So next week, I'm doing 3 hours here at my place together. We are going to spend 3 hours together. I'm going to help get your shit together. So I'm going to go over some key foundational marketing and business things that you for sure, and a lot of you might be missing. It drives me insane. So that's in person next week. And I think next week, yeah, Thursday the 30th. And then the week after, is that right? Yes, I'm looking at my own agenda. And then the week after, we are back with 2 live classes. So next week it's in person. So Peggy, can you buy your ticket? We need to be making billions and millions so we can just buy each other's flying tickets. And then the week after, we are back with 2 live classes. Okay, so the next 2 live classes are 10 ways to get everyone to know about your brand. I needed to read because I haven't seen what I created in a while. So how to get more eyeballs, how to get people. There are so many ways. Some are super zero marketing cost. So we're going to go from 0 marketing cost ideas on how people can just have more eyeballs into you. And then my favorite one, and Peggy, you are going to love it, is AI for small businesses. I'm going to give you really easy tools, fun tools on how you can start playing around with AI, from video to images to productivity. Like, there's a bunch of tools that I've gotten to love and use, right? So 2 live classes are going to happen, not next week, the week after. If you are here in Dubai, you can come and spend 3 hours with me. It's going to be on a Thursday, next Thursday. So I'm really excited for that. And there you have it. I really love tonight's class. This was, such a yummy topic. And yeah, so thank you for joining. Thank you for tuning in live. Remember, I've got so many more I have so many more classes on our free Rebel Academy. Do join. You can stream. It's like your own AlexFlix. The interface even looks like Netflix. That was one of my biggest achievements, is how can I make the interface look like Netflix? So if you've never been into my Rebel Academy, please enroll, and then you are going to see that the interface is just like Netflix, but it's turquoise. So it's so good. Thank you so much, Peggy, Manahil. I don't know who else is here because I don't see your names, but thank you for being here. If you are on my Instagram, oh my God, amazing. I see so many of you have joined over on my Instagram. So that's so awesome. Today I'm only live on Instagram and here, or am I on YouTube? Oh, I've totally forgot I'm also on YouTube, but it's a bit more for testing that I'm streaming there. So I love you guys so much. I hope that you have an amazing, lots of fuel. Yes, I hope I gave you some rebel fuel your way. Yes. Tomorrow is Friday. I don't even know where the time is going, how the weeks are going so fast. So I really hope that you have the most delicious, the most rebelicious Friday tomorrow, full of positivity, productivity, and I'm sending you so much love. And I'm going to play a song so we can end with music. I don't even know if you can hear my music, so you let me know if you can hear my music, because when I have the microphone, the whole thing glitches. But I got to sign off with some music. And I'm really vibing this song from Rai, Where Is My Husband? Oh. Can you hear it? I don't know if you can hear my music. I love you so much. Stay rebel. I love you. Already tested my patience. I only carry tickets from other women than it me, but I've been reviewed in applications. Till I put my hands on it, I'ma tell them I'm too far. How long you got me waiting, anticipating, praying to the Lord to give him to my love and all. So that's why I pray, Jesus, sneak me, all my heart just for you. Easy for me, easy yours. Just let it test me. Help me, Lord, I need you to tell me. What the hell is my husband? I was taking him slow. Such a good song. Oh. Peggy, I love you. I'm gonna ping you because we're gonna talk next week. I love this song so much. I don't know if you can hear. Where the hell's my husband?
Your husband is coming.
Like, it's just like stream lives and dancing, and I would be happy. Oh, this looks cool. Oh, that was so good. Maybe we'll listen to one more. Let's see.
Card games and hard games.
Thank
I
you
said, let's play, I
guys.
should know better.
Corey,
My boy ain't no
everybody
boy.
that
I own it
joined.
'cause it feels better. Court case last Monday, but he bust tries. I feel better. Painkillers and codeine. I got stomach cramps under my sweater. Dark words from his dark mind. Now there's dark stains under my eyes. I'm scared when I look at him, and I don't know why. I'm surprised. Silk sheets.
I love you guys. I see you.
I'm scared.
See you next week in person and the week after. I love you. Have the most amazing day tomorrow.
Something nice to me. Say something nice.